Hi, I'm Pavol, and I'm a programmer primarily who is now working 2 years with language models and all of the new cool stuff which is out there. And as a first thing, I have put their title how to generate or how to Genai. I have created this word, but how to Genai almost everything. And I will be talking primarily about text things, about things based on texts like websites, presentations, scenarios, song scripts, not about the images and videos and all of this cool stuff. So everything what I will be talking about is based on language models. And the first thing I want to introduce you one thing that happened to me. I have little bit changed it, but imagine the situation that you are organizing a big conference called WebCool or WebCool conference, and you have there a lot of participants and a lot of speakers and a lot of people who can go there. And you know ChatGPT. Who of you know ChatGPT? And who of you know GPT API? Yeah. And who of you know some other API for some other language models? For example, Claude. Yeah. For example, I don't know, and some other than GPT. Yeah. It's like almost everyone knows GPT, and I think 1/5 of you know some other models than GPT. But you know ChatGPT, you have API access, and you decide that there will be a cool thing to send to every participant, to every speaker, automated email, and you do there some very good prompts. You put there every information. You are inviting thousands of people there, and then you decide that it will be very cool to generate the emails in their native language. So it is working very well. Some people from Hungary, some people from Poland, and then happened something strange. It actually happened to me, and not exactly this email, but it happened to me. It was some unpaid invoice from one Czech provider of telephone services, and it was misgenerated. Actually, it is very weird. And actually, it contains all the information I need there, but it contains something a little bit extra. It's like there should be only a greeting, and all of this stuff is some weird wrapping which somehow was put into the mail, and exactly this came to me. The second part I have changed because I didn't want to disclose the company who sent me the email. But exactly this, like the very weird greetings, came to me, and this is not a very. This is actually not very uncommon things when you are using language models in some bulk stuff. There are a lot of problems with language models, which are very well known, like hallucinations. Who of you has problem with hallucinations or with misinformation? Yeah, I think half of you. Sometimes. Especially some open source models has problems with some language abuse, like using not very good words, using not very polite sentences. Who of you has this problem with language models? No, one of you, yeah. But when you are using some smaller models which are open source, it is pretty common to tackle this. Very often happens that you want to have there, for example, only a greeting, and it generates all of this padding stuff. Like here you have greetings, this greeting, that greeting, that greeting. But you need only this thing. Who of you integrated some language model and has exactly this problem, like getting stuff you need, but with a lot of padding you don't need? Yeah, like 30% of you. Yeah. And there are another things that can happen. For example, OpenAI has a thing called JSON mode, which can ensure that that the output will be valid JSON. But if, for example, if you want to have their Markdown or XML or HTML or some other output, it sometimes happens that that the language model just don't get the format exactly right. And for some smaller models, it also happens that, especially for completion models, not for chat models, but for completion models, it happens that sometimes it put there very strange characters and, for example, switch to Chinese or switch to Korean. It is common problem, for example, with GPT 3.5 instruct, like the completion model, which completes the thing. And there are a lot of techniques that you can that are used to solve these problems. I will be talking primarily about the third one. I will be not talking about the first one, and I will be a little bit mentioning the second one. But I mentioned that you can combine these techniques. It is not exclusive to use one or another. But the thing that was the solution, I don't know, 3 years ago, was model fine-tuning. Like you have some model, for example, I don't know, GPT-2, and you want to write emails with GPT-2, and you have 1,000 examples of good emails, so you fine-tuned the model in these examples, and then the model will be very good in writing emails. And this is the thing I don't understand, and I don't do. So I will be not speaking about this technique, but for some cases, especially for some optimization, it's a very good technique. The second thing, I think this is the most common thing nowadays, that people are talking about prompt engineering, about what to put into the prompt to create a good result, what to put there to do this stuff and that stuff, how to put there some tricks, and there are some prompt hacking techniques, and there is a lot of materials about this, and a lot of articles and blogs and our books about the prompt engineering stuff. And the third thing you can do, you can wrap the model in some classical code, and you can post-process and pipeline the multiple models together, and you can create some meta model with existing models, and you can have better control what is happening there. Probably I will ask again, who of you has fine-tuned or trained their own model? Like 3 of you. Who of you was playing with prompt engineering and was 70% of you? And who of you was working with something like Langtail or Langchain or prompt flow or something like this? Like 2 of you. 3 of you. I will be, my talk will be primarily about that you probably, if you are solving some problem, if you want to generate 1,000 emails, probably you should more focus on pipelining than prompt engineering, and I will try to show you the benefits of the third technique. I will be not talking about fine tuning. I think it is a great technique, but I don't understand it. So, yeah, this section will be longer. Yeah. There is a thing that this is the thing how we use language models today. Like you write an instruction, write an email greeting for Pavol Hejný. I'm Pavol, so it will write something. But when 3 years ago, there weren't chat models. There were only the pure completion models, and completion models work that way that they looked at the text and they are just completing next, not word but token, but they are just completing the text. Who of you worked with completion models, like models with, like 3 of you, 4 of you? The difference is in the small nuances. Like when you have a chat model, you are writing instruction, what to do, an instruction to some virtual persona, to some virtual assistant, like do that, write that, here is the instructions to do. When you are writing completion prompts, you need to think about the probabilistic text. Like when you write the following is an email greeting for Pavol Hejný, it will probably put there something I wanted here. When I write this to completion model, it will probably write another instruction, like write an email greeting for Jiří Nosek, write an email greeting for, and it will just logically complete the text, not follow the instructions. Basically, all chat models are based on the completion models. Like chat model is very clever trick to wrap up the completion model to this instruction form, because the instruction form is much more easily to think about for humans. I'm thinking about the model as a persona, not as a prediction model. And I don't know who of you knows this theater play. One of you, my friend Tomáš, made 3 years ago, before the ChatGPT, a whole theater play which written the whole play. It was a little bit weird, but it was very cool demonstration. It was based on the completion models, not on the chat models. Then came ChatGPT and everything was on the head. There are a few techniques you can improve the quality of the results you want there. I will be showing you this in a completion models, but the very same thing applies to the chat models. Like this prompt is called zero shot. It means like I'm not putting there any example, anything, any context, anything. I just rely on the model and rely that model put there something meaningful. But it will be much better to put there some example. If I put to the completion model some example, like I will put there some master what to do, I'm increasing chance that the thing the model completes me will be the thing I want. This generally applies also for chat models, but for the chat models, I need to tell them the instruction, not to put their probabilistic text. But this is generally the idea how to improve the. And I can put there a lot of examples, like there are a lot of books and a lot of articles which are comparing how many is optimal for each model to put there. But generally, I can put there as many, or as many examples as I want when I fit into the context window, because the models cannot parse or cannot complete arbitrary long text. They can complete only text which fits into a context window. But now I think I'm safe. And I think these techniques I can use also for some more advanced prompts, because here I was only generating the greeting, nothing else, only a greeting. But for my case, I was showing at the start. I was generating full emails. So if I want to generate full emails, I need to put there more instructions and more context. And this is the thing that probably nowadays very well works on a models like GPT-3 and 4. For example, GPT-2, this will be too much. Like this is the prompt which is okay for GPT-2. This is the prompt which is not so okay for GPT-2. You need GPT-3 or 4 or some higher model to meaningfully complete or meaningfully put there this prompt. But you can do much more complex things than emails. For example, I'm working on a project which generates websites. So you need there a lot of things to do very good website. Like you need not only the information, you also need the SEO, keyword analysis. You need to put there a valid HTML. You need to put there components. And when you try to do this approach, like try to do one prompt to one model or one very strong model, it will sometimes work, sometimes not, but it is not very reliable generally. There is one technique you can use to improve this approach. You can go from very strong models to weaker models. Like I see a lot of times people who are integrating language models that they chose, for example, GPT-3 or GPT-3.5 instruct, and they are saying, oh, this is pretty much working, and if it don't work, we just upgrade the model to better one. I think the better approach is to make a very good prompt, or to make as good prompt as you think you can do, and then put it into the best model you have. If it works, you can try a lower model. You can try a model which is less capable, which has smaller context, which is trained on less data, which is more optimized, like for O. And actually, I don't know if I have ordered the models correctly. Maybe Opus should be before the 4.0, but generally the approach is to use first the good models and then to move to some more optimized models. There is a thing, I don't know who of you knows this concept called vector space. Half of you. In language models, there is a concept that everything, every text, everything in the mind can be put on some mind map, which is in the language model. And for example, script for this talk is somewhere in the mind map of the GPT-4 model. There is also instructions for the Samsung phone and instruction for a washing machine. But there are also things like Bible, NumberPy, math proofs. All of things are somewhere in the vector space. But there is one problem that this vector space isn't infinite. It's like you can imagine it as a Minecraft, that every idea is compressed into some not infinitely small space, and if you have there very, very slight changes, it can just don't understand this slight change. I can understand you in this very common or in this funny example. I don't know who of you seen this. The instruction is to recognize which are the dogs and which are the muffins, and there was some race between the ChatGPT and I don't know if it was Gemini or Bard, but one of those from Google. But I think this is not a very good thing to do, because I think much more sense will make to take each image and ask for each image separately, because when you have language, or when you have these models, you need to compress all of these 16 images into one place in the vector space, and also you need to place there some bindings between these images. So you are losing a lot of the mental power of the language model. It's much better to do 16 independent calls to model, or to some model to do it. And this is the exactly thing we are doing with the websites, and we are doing with the other sites. We take the problem to generate the website, or to generate presentation, or to generate something, and we are splitting it into the smaller pieces, which can be do much better with the language model. We are not relying on the thing that exactly this piece will be very good and great website, but we take the CEO, keyword analysis, this, that, and we are orchestrating the models and doing the 16 calls or 100 calls or whatever calls we need to language models. And this approach, I'm calling it pipelining, but some people call it orchestration. I don't know if you call it one of those. Who call it pipelining? And who orchestration? Okay, so maybe orchestration is better word than pipelining, but I'm calling it pipelining. But maybe for the next presentation, I will change the. Maybe
the pipelining somehow holds the meaning that it's just linear, while orchestration could be a tree.
Yeah.
Then orchestrating sounds much better, because like Tchaikovsky.
Yeah.
This pipeline is like oil palm, which what I mean.
Yeah. yeah, true. Yeah, I'm a programmer, so I was like, the pipeline is a concept very well known to me, so I was like, oh, it's totally pipelining, but it's a very same concept. The thing is that I have, for example, the database with my customers, and I want to generate for each of them some email. And I can do it with one prompt, but I can do it with, I can separate this problem into multiple prompts. And this is like a very, very simple pipeline. But I can do a lot of things. I can parallelize this thing, because a lot of tasks don't rely on each other, and there can be a lot of interesting optimizations done there. One thing which is very, this is actually not the whole pipeline we have. Our pipeline looks like this multiplied by 10. But for example, this is one part of our pipeline which transforms the idea, like pure idea from customer, to assignment, to professional assignment, which has specified which parts the web should have, which part shouldn't have, which is the best domain for the web, which is the best keywords to target on, and so on. And a lot of things there can be done parallelly. For example, we are improving the title and specifying the assignment in parallel, because these are two things which are not relying on each other. The thing which is very good with this approach is that I can, for a lot of these tasks, I can use much much lighter models like GPT-3. I don't need to use, for example, GPT-4 with some bigger context, but I can use either some lower models like GPT-3.5. I can use local models, which actually are more reliable, and I don't rely on the OpenAI servers or on some external knowledge. And the third thing that the same quality or the same thing I can achieve in a very fraction of the time, because when I can parallelize a lot of things, and a lot of things are much quicker when I use some lower models. This is like one of the webs which we have generated. I can show you the more, but this is one of our pipelines. We have like 10 of these pipelines together between. I can show you then more and exact things what we are doing there, but the idea is the idea thing. And there is one very not pleasant thing. When you have language model, in each of these steps you can have there some error. For example, you are improving the title, you are making the title of the web better, and it happens that the model is returns something weird, something strange, something in different language, whatever. When you have error here, the error will be bubbled into all of these following steps, and the whole web will be like mismatched and badly done. And this is actually not a very big problem when you have there one step. But when every step has, for example, 95% reliability, then if you have, for example, 25 steps, and it is not very uncommon to have there 25 steps there, the reliability is not very good. Like we have exactly this problem that, for example, 1/3 of the webs we have done, or 2/3 of the web we have done were totally trash, and only 1/3 were usable. And we can definitely make some process to detect which are the malformed and which are the good ones, and do it, for example, 3 times in parallel, and then somehow pick the best web or the best result. But I think the best solution or the better solution is to use there some things to repair or to try to repair or retry each step as an individual step. We have created some in this project WebGPT. We have created some meta language, some abstraction upon these models, which can like describe what you are expecting, what exactly you want from this actual step. For example, what do you want when you are writing paragraphs of the website? And then there is the second very common problem that I have here malformed slides. But the second problem is that very often the model will return you what you want, but it will return somehow wrapped. For example, wrapped with white spaces, or wrapped in the quotes, or wrapped somehow. And the thing is that these wrappings are pretty common and pretty same, and they are pretty same across the models. Like Anthropic Claude has pretty same wrappings as a GPT, and GPT-3 has pretty same wrappings as GPT-4. Like very often, for example, models tell you not only the title, but here is your title, quote, the title, end of the quote. And this is the thing, we can retry it, but we have figured out some tools which can repair or heal the answer. And if the answer then after a post-processing passes the criteria we want there, then we keep the answer which was wrapped, but we just unwrap it from all the. A lot of people says to me that much better approach will be the prompting, like put into the prompt some instruction, not to quote it, or not to do this, not to do that. But the problem is that with the prompting, from my experience, with the prompting, you can increase the reliability, for example, from 95 to 98%, but not to 100. Like you can do it twice, like 2 times better, but not infinitely times better. And when you have a lot of steps there, you just need to control it better than just tell customers that, oh, you are in these 73% of malformed websites. And there are 2 concepts we have created on demand. We haven't got Langtail when we were making the WebGPT, because Langtail wasn't public there. So we have created some our solution, because we wanted this solution to be somehow easier and more lightweight than, for example, LangChain. I don't know who of you knows LangChain. We want to control and monitor there three things, which are the speed of the whole generation, the price, and overall reliability. And these 3 things are in trade-off one for another. For example, if you want to increase reliability, you can do every step twice in parallel, but then you increase your price twice. For example, you can use some better model, then you decrease your speed, but you increase your reliability. And you need to tweak these 3 variables between each other. And this solution we have wrapped it into the open source library, which is called PromptBooks, which is actually now in TypeScript and JavaScript, not for the Python, but we are working on the port to the Python. And it is exactly these like manuals to describe such a pipeline and execute such a pipeline. For example, now here is some web generation. We are doing there a lot of steps. We are asking something user. We are searching on the internet. We are doing a lot of things in parallel, and then it will create some website. And actually, it became pretty popular because one part of this library was these very simple utilities, like unwrapping the results of language models. And I think if you just have problems with, for example, measuring if the output is good, or measuring the length of the things, and you want to use there some things like words, not the tokens, or you want just to unwrap the result, I think this library will be very, very beneficial for you. And now we are working on some no-code studio upon this library, and you can build there some pipelines. Now we are working with the National Pedagogical Institute. I don't know how to translate it to Czech, but NPI. And we are working with a lot of data they have there, and we are building pipelines for them. And this is how it looks like. And I think that the thing we are now focusing on things like tokens and models and how to orchestrate and optimize these things. And I, as a programmer, think that these concepts, like for example tokens, are in the same level, for example, as x86 instructions. Like when you are working on PHP page, or when you are working on some cool Python project, you just don't know which exact instructions in the processor is there. You just write print or echo or document write. And I think the same thing applies onto language models, but now we are in the assembler stage. Like we are talking about tokens and topties and temperatures and models and context windows and all of this stuff. But I think, I predict that that the thing, how it will be done in, I don't know, 5 years, will be something like this. You just don't say things like tokens and topty and so on, but we will be saying that I need 20 words, I need there some creative agent, I need their agent which knows health stuff or health tech stuff, I need model to be a little bit creative, to be innovative, and all the things will be done with some abstractions upon that. We are building one of these abstractions. I don't know if this exact abstraction will be the thing which will be used, but we are one of the actors on this space. And I also think that a lot of things, these are all maybe a little bit buzzwords, but I think a lot of things will be done not on the level of the language models, but on top of them or in some subspace of them. And I have here some quote, but this is more quote for investors than for you. But I originally have there. You don't need to build. You don't need to know x86 instruction set to be a good web programmer. And also, I think you don't need to be prompt and ML engineer to build or leverage these applications because I think now we are in the stage of the assembler but we are moving forward, and I think the thing we are heading to is models which are prompting itself, which are writing prompts to theirs, and we are preparing for that future. So thank you for your attention. I don't know if I am on time or not, but.